Hi everyone, welcome to this video. This is Debasree, and in this video I'm going to show you how to create these beautiful tags. So we will work on a A3 size sketchbook paper and we will create as many tags as you can from your paper. I could take out 7 tags as you can see. So these are the 5 that are not embellished, and towards the end of the video I will show you how to embellish your tags as well with these scrap pieces of collage papers, whatever I have lying around, and we'll add a little bit of stitching and add some fabrics and scrap pieces and add the ribbons at the very end to create your beautiful tags. And then you will have some writing space on the white back, and you can use this for gifting this Valentine's Day because it's just coming up next week. So you can use these tags to write your message on the back and gift it to your loved ones. I know we don't make greetings card these days. So how about instead of greetings card, we make beautiful tags. And you know what? If you don't want to create tags, you can follow the same process. And instead of not cutting the corner, you can place this on a greetings card also, and you can make it a greetings card. And of course, embellishing it just makes it look even more beautiful. So I have just done showed you 2 of these tags embellishment in this video, and I'm going to work on the rest of these, and probably in next week's video I will show you how these turned out, these 5. Okay, so let's get started. This is a A3 sketchbook paper, which is kind of like a drawing paper, 140 GSM. So not very thick, but after painting it becomes really thick because it has a lot of layers in it. So I just wanted to show this before showing you the process of creating it, because I just wanted to recommend that, you know, it's a very good exercise for beginners in mixed media, because I have shown you how you can layer acrylics, watercolor, mark making. There's a little bit of coffee sprinkling also, one on top of another. And you know, sometimes when you're doing it for the first time, things will start to look messy in the middle, and that's why that step, the middle step, is kind of called a messy middle step. And I want to show you through the process of creating this that how messy it can become in the middle. But if you just continue doing it, drying the layers, and continue doing on top of it, then at the end this is what you reach. Okay, I want to do a little bit of more mark making to this. And yes, I want to show you the prompts that I like to use for this. These are like very basic 8 prompts that I have written. In this one I haven't used the collage at all, so maybe I will do another video with collaging also, which is my favorite, by the way. But I just wanted to show you how simple it can be without the collage step also. So I have done a little bit of scribbling here, as you can see, a little bit with the back of the brush or the pointed tip. Then I have done a lot of acrylics, white marks, which is basically kind of part of acrylics because I did it with white gesso. There's watercolor, there's a lot of black marks, there's coffee paint, then there is a little bit of pastels and scribbling, a whole lot of scribbling, if you can see. But I want to do a little bit more mark making on top of this. Let me show you some of the up close marks. So you can see there is so much that has happened. There are probably 5-6 layers into this that has gone already into it. And before creating the tags, I just wanted to create, do a little bit more of mark making before showing you the process of this coming into being. Okay, so these are my pastels. And the way I use it is, so this whole thing is done with just 2 colors, crimson red and burnt sienna. That is all I have used for acrylic colors. So there is no other color. So I was thinking at the very end, before cutting it off, I just wanted to add a few more colors, and this is how I do it. This is water soluble pastels, and there are few crayons also, and there are few soft pastels also. The soft pastels, I feel you have to protect them, otherwise they, oh, there is some gesso on it. Otherwise they won't stay much. See, if you smudge it, it just gets erased. But these kind of pastels, they look good. So I'm just going to go ahead and add a few more scribbly marks wherever you feel like doing. So this is the thing that I want you to get from this video, from this lesson, that you don't have to worry about anything. Just keep making marks, and also notice that you don't have to make the marks the way I am making. So in the video you will watch me making the marks, and I am kind of doing it in my way. I'm using a small brush. You can use, so move your hand the way you want to. There is no rules, no restrictions, nothing. Just move it the way you want. If you want to do like this, go crazy. If you want to go slow, then go slow. However it is coming from your within, just make marks like that. Okay, I don't want, see, there is already a lot of scribbly marks, so I'm not making any of those. Just making a few small colors, just to bring in some more colors to this. Just my focus on doing this mark making is just to bring some colors. Okay, maybe some more pink. Already there is a lot of pink, but yeah, why not? Maybe some orange, yellow. I think that's good amount of color. See, just a plain pink background just turned into a beautiful, colorful background. There's a lot of color in it if you look up close. See, just a little bit of mark making. Okay, now we are going to cut it into tags, but before that I'm going to show you the process of these coming into existence over the next 5 minutes or so. So you will see, especially when after doing the watercolor, I have added a lot of black. These are water soluble blacks and some black soft pastels, and then I started mixing gesso, and then the black became gray and it started looking really ugly. And that point I really felt like I don't even know what I'm doing, but I just followed the process. I trust the process, and I just kept on going. Yes, it was a mess. It is a gray mess, but then I went ahead with the colors and added on top of it, and finally I love this page. Like, who could say from that messy middle that I could get a beautiful page like this? So I want you to embrace the process of the mistakes and the messiness, and go ahead with it, and then see what emerges at the end. I totally love this page, and next, after watching the process, we are going to cut this into tags. Okay, so I hope you watched the process and you saw how messy it got in the middle, but then ultimately we came to this part of the painting. And now we are going to use a template like this to look for the tags inside and cut out a few tags. We'll see how many I can take out from this. So it's a little bit of puzzle also to see the beauty that you find in this small window and find out how many pieces you can get out of this. This is the size that I like to use, which is 5.5 by 3 inches, but it's totally up to you. Normally I have seen that the ratio of the tags are kind of like 1:2, so it's like 3:6 or 4:8 or 2:4, but this is the size I like personally. That's why I have created the finder according to my choice. Also, one more thing, before you start cutting it off or look for the tags, take a few pictures. So here are a few pictures that I've taken of this piece, but when you zoom in, you actually start to see so much of details. Can you look at this? So these are all some of the zoomed in bits that I've taken photographs of, and it is good to have these images, because you can print it out and use them as your collage material for tearing off and creating collages. So this is a very gorgeous idea of creating collage papers. I think see, I'll show you the actual piece also. Yes, so this is the actual piece. Okay, the whole thing. And do you see how messy it looks? But when you zoom in, and they look so much better, I feel, like when you don't look at the whole thing and look at only a few of the zoomed in places. So I've taken quite a few pictures. You can also do that, and that way you have a good repository of collage papers. So this is how the collage papers look. Look at them, how gorgeous they are. These are like A4 sizes, right? Something that came out of this messy mark making. How lovely. Now you can cut them and collage them in your other works, or have them in your stash and tear them, cut them, use them in journal making. They can be a beautiful page in your journals, and you can do so much with them. Just look at that. Or you can just cut out tiny pieces of these as collage folders. So much stuff that you can do once you start having this kind of stash for collage papers. And these papers I'm going to give you as a free download, so check for the link down below, and you will be able to get these papers for yourself. And now I'm going to spend some time and look for the tags that I can see inside. I like to use a pencil to mark it out, so that is all I'm going to do now. So keep moving it around. I like to place it in either horizontal or vertical direction, so that you don't waste anything. But you can go diagonally like this and see if you like any of the scene that you see over here. So I generally like to start from the corner. So I'll look at it first like this, if I like it, or like this. So everybody has, like, all of us have different things that we like. So look for it, what you like, look at it, and then mark it out. See, if you look here, I really like this, but then it is coming on some of this, right? So what I'm going to do is take it like this itself. So maybe I can add something towards the end to increase it, or keep it a little small. That's not a problem. Tweak it. It doesn't have to be strictly 5.5 inches, right? It can be a little less than that. I think that's all I can get. There are some spaces left in between which I cannot cut. So I don't know how many I got. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I got 7 out of this. So let me take out, so I will put it on my cutting board and I'm going to cut this out. Okay, so here is what I've got. Let's see how many I've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, and I have a little bit left, and these can also go into my scrap collage pieces. I think these are also so beautiful. Of course, you are going to keep them. This can be a different size tag also if you want to create tags out of them. I especially like this area with the black dots. So I'm just going to cut these out as well. Beautiful pieces. Now let's have a look at each of these tags closer. And it already has so much of elements, so much of depth. Here the white bit is showing on the top, so I think I have 2 of them with the white bit showing. Okay, yeah, these 2 with the white bit showing on the top. But otherwise I absolutely love them. I love the composition that happened here with the white spirals and everything. How gorgeous are these? So now you can keep them as it is if you like them, or what I like to do is add a little bit of embellishments on top of this, and that's why I really don't mind having this white piece, because if I add some embellishments on top of this, it's going to be covered. Okay, so let me take out my embellishment basket and we are going to do some embellishment. Okay, before adding the embellishment, something else that I like to do is kind of inking the edges. So this is black and this is a vintage color. So I use either of them. So here I have a little bit of vintage color, so I would like to do it with this. So depending on the piece, I like to, ink the edges so it gets a little bit of depth. See? And let me do one with black so that you can see the difference. So this one has quite a bit of black, so for this one I will choose black. And while inking, I kind of tilt it a little bit towards the top so that little bit comes on the top as well. See how gorgeous this looks. It's almost like, it looks like an elevated surface little bit, right? Absolutely love this. So especially adding a little bit towards the top gives it a lot of edge. I think because this is a very light color, I think the black is looking better than the vintage color. Can you see that the black is making it look pop so much more than this color? So I think I'm going to go with the black for the rest of them. Okay, so this is how gorgeous these tags are looking now with the black edge. And now we will start to embellish it. I am thinking, working on so many 7 is kind of difficult. So I'm just going to choose 2 of my favorites and we will work on them. So let me see. I like this one with this little pop of blue. Definitely like it. And also this is very subtle and soothing. This is also my favorite. Yeah, rest of these I can do later. I think I'm liking this green pop-up color as well quite a bit. But I think I'm gonna go with this. Okay, so now let me show you the things that I embellish with. So this is a scrap pieces of collage papers. It has been collecting over here for the past 1 year, and some of these small things they are also go in here. But these are like absolutely small pieces of scraps. Okay, these are all paper scraps. Then I have a basket here which is of fabrics. So these are also like absolutely small fabric pieces that have come out while working, and they all stay here. And then I have another box which has a lot of vintage papers in this. Okay, so these are the 3 baskets that I have in front of me, and I'm going to pull in stuff from here. So what the way I like to do is, because as you can see, even though they are scrap pieces, they are quite a lot, quite a few that I have in these 3 of them. So and here we need really less. So what I'm going to do is now stop the video, go through this for some time, take out a few little pieces that I like at this point of time, and place it on my side. Then I will start working on these 2 tags. Okay, so I spent quite some time and it's kind of difficult to take out just a few pieces out of these huge piles. But here are the 3 things I have taken out. These are from the scrap pieces of papers. I tried to take out few colorful papers, but we already have a lot of color, so I don't think we need any more color to this. Then I have taken out these fabrics pieces. This has mostly white and off-white and coffee dyed fabrics. And I guess I have taken out a little bit of black. And these are all the vintage colored papers. Okay, these are few green papers which I can keep on this side. And these are like book text pages, ephemeras, small things that are left out from other mixed media projects. This is a black tea bag, and I think this is a green tea bag. So these are my favorites. These are like scrap pieces of packaging papers. This is a little deli paper colored with black. This is a rice paper. This is a doily. This is a sketchbook spine area paper, which is basically, I think something like this could have come out from this page. So this A3 paper I took out from a sketchbook, A3 sketchbook, which is a spiral sketchbook. So these kind of things, they come out from there, something like this or this. All right, so I hope you got all of your stuff. I love my fabric pieces completely, so I'm just going to keep everything here. And see, as you can see, there's so much amount of stuff will not go on these 2 tags, but I probably after doing these 2, I am going to continue doing the other 5 as well. But let me show you how I go about doing this. So you start placing things randomly on top of your collage. Keep placing it around and see what you like. So we have a white place to cover here. So we can add something like this, or I have taken out some of the laces. So these can go here. So whatever you feel like doing, just start adding, I'll just start cutting and start keeping it on my tags to see how they look. It's not final. We are just placing things around. So just pick up the things that you like and keep placing them. This is a charcoal paper, by the way, which is basically mixing charcoal with gel medium. Okay, so you saw me moving things around and placing it here. It's kind of difficult for me to stop, but I feel like, if I add too much, then I'm going to cover up all the beautiful background. Especially, I love this coffee marks over here a little bit. So I didn't want to cover it. So I want a little bit of that to be visible. And if you have some space, you can journal also on top, right? So I'm just going to keep it at that, and I'm going to start gluing all of these pieces now. So for gluing, I use my white craft glue, but it is like PVA glue, it's very strong. So this is what I like to use for everything. Okay, you saw me gluing all of it, but I did not glue this thing, right? So before gluing this, I think it was like this. I can't remember. Okay, so before gluing this fabric, I thought I'll put in a little bit of stitch onto this and then I will glue it. So here I have my black and white black thread and my needle, and I'm just going to do some simple run stitching on top of this. I think this is a cheesecloth or something, very, very thin. And I'm not tying a knot, I'm just keeping it loose for the frayed ends. Now I like to, open up the ends to make them look frayed. Okay, so this is done. And now I can glue this on top. You see a little bit of charcoal is kind of sticking out, creating a lot of texture on this thing. And now I'm thinking, since I got this small piece out, I might want to put it somewhere here. Okay, I'll just cut off the excess. And I'm thinking I'll just add a few French knots into this. Since I have the black, I'm thinking I'll just add one of this here. So you see there are like two black dots, kind of black marks here, and I'm thinking I'll just add one more to this. And here I got another color of thread, which is kind of bluish green. And since I have a little bit of blue here, I'm thinking I'll just add this one next to it. So one more French knot over here. So this one I wrapped the thread around for 4 times just to make it a little bigger. Oops. You see what happened? This all came out. So I am thinking, what can I do? Yeah, I can add just a little bit of fabric over there to cover up the hole. And then add on top of it. And this fabric comes with a little bit of thread, so I added the thread as well over here instead of cutting it off. I think this is good. And let's try and do this again. So I'm not going to put it here, just a little away. Okay. So hold your needle like this, 1, 2, 3, and I'm doing 4. Okay. And you place it little far from this hole that you've come up with. Otherwise that tear is going to happen. So I'm going to put it just a little bit far away. But this time it's not going to happen because we have the fabric. Oops. Okay. I think it's because of the needle or something I'm having this problem. But I'm not going to give up. I'm going to continue doing this until I get it right. And I'm going to add one more fabric on top. Oh, you know what? I have an idea. I'm going to put it on the back as well so that it doesn't tear this time. And these blue marks are almost hidden, but that's okay. I think the needle base, if it is too thick, this problem can happen. Let's try one more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got it. Huh. And now I think I will just do a few more since I've got this fabric also. And let me do 3 and see how it looks. It looks like it's almost like forming a pattern, but I'm not going to do any more. I think this is good. So just gonna tie it on the back. Okay, for this one I got a pink, and probably I'll just do 2 or 3 French knots on this one. And I was thinking, since we have the fabric here, it will be good to do here so that we don't get some holes, unexpected holes or something. Wow, I think this is looking so good. I'm so happy I took the decision of doing this. See, this is one thing that I want to tell you, that you don't know how things are going to turn out. So that is why experimenting is necessary. Even if it looked bad, I could have taken it out or something, but it doesn't matter. We are just doing some tags, and feel free to experiment with all the materials that you have at home. Because until you do it, you won't know how it's going to look. And probably one more. Where should I do it? Maybe here. Okay, so this one is done. I totally love how it's looking. Let's look at both of them side by side. I'm not very happy about this, but it's okay. Again, like, part of experimentation. Okay, now what I would do is, because I worked on a 140 GSM paper and it's quite bendy like this, right? So to finish it off, what I like to do is put a cartridge paper on the back. So I'll cut out the same shape as this tag, and then just put it on the back and glue it. Okay, so I've got 2 of these cut out from the cartridge paper, which is around 250 GSM, so it's kind of thick. And if you already have pre-made tags available, if you have already bought it, you can do that, but I like creating my own tags. So this is how it looks. Oh, I see there's a little bit of white here, so I think I want to cover it up more with the black, just to have that black border. Yes, I think I love this. So likewise, you can, jazz up, embellish all your other tags as well. Just a little bit of pieces of collages and you are good to go. Now, one main thing is remaining in this tag, which is putting the ribbons on top. For putting the ribbons, what I like to do is just make a hole with the awl. Okay, so just make a hole, because this has a fabric here, so it's a bit tricky, but I'm trying to find I kind of eyeball it and put it. And now that the paper is a bit thick, so it's going to be easier, not difficult. But yeah, the fabric is going to be a little bit of problem here. So I think I want to put it here, so somewhere here, so that, yeah, you see, kind of made my own way for the hole through one of these holes. And for this one also. Okay, and the more you put the awl inside, the bigger the hole gets. But I don't want to make it too big, otherwise it can tear. I think this much is enough. And now all you need is a ribbon. Now I don't really have ribbons, but I like to use fabrics. And this, since the base layer was pink, I was thinking of using this pink fabric, which is, I think, a little bit of silk, uh, fabric, I think. So I'm just gonna cut it off and use it in both. How pretty is this? Totally love it. Okay, let's do for this one. And that's done. Now, you know what? I'm thinking now, since Valentine's Day is coming up in just about a week's time, I think it's going to be so great to use these pink tags as for gifting. So now we have a blank white space on the back. So you could write your message and then you can gift it. So this can be used as bookmarks as well, or just as tags for, whatever occasion, whatever purpose you can think of. Okay, so create as many of these and you can use them for Valentine's Day gifting. How about that? So I hope you enjoyed learning how to create these beautiful tags. You can see it's very easy. Now you might say that I don't have all of these scrap pieces of collage papers or stuff like that. Just use small fabrics, book pages, ephemeras, whatever you have. And if you need some help with that, just let me know if you need some ideas on what to use for collage papers, and I might be able to help you out. So I hope you learned how to create beautiful tags, and I look forward to seeing what you created. So do tag me on Instagram if you are sharing them on your social media. I would love to see them. And if you're not on social media, you can also email me your creation, and I would love to see. Thank you so much for staying with me till the end of the video and watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.